obviously people who watch this may not have heard, but you kind of are across, basically you have to be across everything is sort of what I said.
Yeah.
And that will vary from show to show. So you like, although I chatted through what I say did a typical day roughly, if you're on like a reality show that's shooting abroad, the day's going to be completely different. And if you're in a studio, which is what I prefer, because particularly as I've been doing this a long time, when you're in a studio, it's all quite safe and nice, and you know where the lights are, you know where the cameras are. But when you're on like a location,
And we are here with Ed Benjamin. He's a senior producer, a self-proclaimed talent whisperer,
okay,
and a gallery pro. He survived the Glastonbury mud and loose women debates. Ed, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So I have a couple questions for you.
Yep, go ahead.
And I'm going to kick it off with something. So we watched a show reel, obviously, and 12 seconds in, if someone asked, "How often do you fart?" Right?
Right. As in the MTV show. Yeah.
I want you to walk us through the strategy meeting. You know, something like that getting signed off. You know, that's something I wouldn't necessarily expect from live TV and everything like that.
Yeah. So that was, I think, I'm trying to remember his name. I think was his name CK. He's an Afrobeat artist. Came on the show. Really great, really nice guy. Really great guy. And he sort of had like a bit of a lover man kind of reputation.
Yeah.
So we and our presenter Becca is amazing. AMTV Becca Dudley, one of the best presenters out there. And basically, we wanted to do something a little bit more fun, mix it up a bit. So basically, we set it up as like a date. So basically, we had like mood lighting, and there was at a table, had some like champagne glasses, that kind of thing. And then it was just sort of like, so he sort of thought it was going to be one thing, and then so some of it was like her being like really flirty, but then asking like really like abrupt questions.
Yeah.
I guess some of it was slightly like trying to like.
So it wasn't specifically like, "Oh, how often do you fart?" And like,
No, obviously,
it just came out in the moment.
Yeah, we probably asked him like, I don't know, 20 questions or something. No, it was scripted. So like some of the questions were like, you know, like where would we go on our first date kind of thing. And then you try and like, and then he saw like, so it was like 3 normal questions. And then suddenly you're like, how often do you fart? Like a U-turn, like a 180 kind of thing. Like what? And then he's trying to get that reaction out of him. But yeah, it was great. She was amazing.
I mean,
he was really good sport as well.
Because when I was watching it, it had me cracking laughing.
Great.
I won't even lie. But obviously, when you came, before we go right into the deep end, right? I want to quickly ask you. You came into Global Academy.
Yep.
Were you a bit jealous? You know, like
of the facilities.
From your school days.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, even professionally, like I'd say these facilities are as good, if not better, than a lot of places you work. Unfortunately, aren't always that great sometimes. No, but definitely my school days. I mean, obviously it was a very long time ago. There was no media facilities. It was literally just a couple of computers in a. We didn't even have a room. We had what used to be a cupboard. They turned into the media. Literally, it was like half the size of this space was the media center.
I do, but that's something I do want to touch on a little bit though. Your school days is, you know, you told us in uni you studied a master's in radio.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
but before that, was the media aspect really like involved that you want to take an interest in?
As in, I wanted to study media. Yeah, so I did media, TV, and radio as my degree. Then it was radio from my master's. Yeah, I always wanted to work in TV, basically.
All the way through secondary and.
Pretty much. I always watched a lot of television as a child. Always wanted to work in TV. Just something I was always obsessed with. Obviously, back then, quite a bit older than you guys, the internet was only kind of like, there wasn't any video really on the internet back then. Like it was literally back then it would take like half an hour to download one song.
Yeah.
That's what it was like back then. So the internet was only like, you would just like read an article or something. Like, you know, you get a bit of information, maybe a bit MSN Messenger, but that was it. And it obviously wasn't on your phone or anything. So if you wanted to work in media, TV was the only, or radio, I guess, but TV was the big thing back then.
100%. No, I mean, these times as well. I mean, everything's on like YouTube and everything like that, which is fair enough. Have you produced anything that's went out on like, not on like live TV, not on like traditional TV, like BBC One, ITV, etc. But anything you've produced in, you know, this went out for basically my generation, you know, like on YouTube, on things like that?
Not specifically. I mean, the last project I did was branded content at Hello Magazine, which is online only, as it was video for online only, but obviously it was aimed at middle-aged women, so not for your demographic. Hello Magazine is like kind of thing your mum might read. So so that was for YouTube only and for Instagram, etc. And then we also did, but then things at MTV, I guess obviously RIP, no more. But the show was made for linear traditional broadcast television. But then we were always thinking like with that feature, like the video you saw, we were thinking like, how do we do a feature on the show that we can chop out like that date.
Yeah.
And then we would then just put that on our socials or on our YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
So we would make like little cut downs of everything.
Kind of like clips of the show.
Yeah, basically. That's what I mean. That's what everyone does. Like, you know, like
Naturally.
everyone like in America, Jimmy Fallon, whatever. Nobody's sat there watching Jimmy Fallon. Like they are.
It's like those little 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. He's just thinking, right, what can I get Ariana Grande to do for a minute?
Cool.
And then we'll stick that online. And then that will get some traction. That's basically what everyone's doing.
Yeah. Something I do want to ask you as well is like, when I think of producer, all right, I think of somebody who sits in a tall, fancy chair and yells action at people.
Okay.
All right. I want to.
That's probably more of a director, but yeah.
I want to ask, but that's the general thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to ask, what is something that not a lot of people would know that a producer does? You know, so you have the common stuff that you spoke about in the assembly.
Yeah.
But what is something that we wouldn't necessarily know about what you do?
I mean, as I say, like I did touch on in the assembly, obviously people who watch this may not have heard, but you kind of are across, basically you have to be across everything is sort of what I said.
Yeah.
And that will vary from show to show. So you like, although I chatted through what I say did a typical day roughly, if you're on like a reality show that's shooting abroad, the day's going to be completely different. And if you're in a studio, which is what I prefer, because particularly as I've been doing this a long time, when you're in a studio, it's all quite safe and nice and you know where the lights are, you know where the cameras are. But when you're on like a location, you can't control, like you'll be like in a foreign country and then the bar next door, you'll be shooting in a bar, but the bar next door will be playing music like full blast. And you're like, and you're like, and obviously you've asked your bar to turn the music off, but then you have to like go next door and be like, hi, sorry, would you mind turning off, you know, even though you're not paying, you're paying the bar you're in maybe, but you're not paying the bar next door.
Yeah.
And then you're having to like, it's just things like that constantly having to think. And it's always your job to be like, right, okay, this has gone wrong. Or, and again, when you do things on location in particular, people drop out constantly.
But I would,
and it's so unreliable.
Yeah, but I would imagine situations like that, you know, you have your scouts doing your records and they would go out and see. And in those situations, you know, how do you put out, what is the normal way to go and put out those fires quite quickly? You know, where, like I said, with the bar example that you gave us.
It's certainly in the olden days when there was more money available. If you're in a situation like that and somebody's been belligerent and won't turn it off, you just have to throw money at the problem. Yeah. Because literally which is obviously the TV maybe is in the way it was because we just threw money around too much. But like when you're like, right, because you have to do like a cost scenario, you're like, right, we've got the talent here. We've hired out this bar. We've got all the cameras here. We can only shoot for this 2 hours or whatever it is because we're waiting on the light and whatever. You then have to go, well, we can't afford to come back here again or we're flying out tomorrow. You're just going to have to go find the owner of that bar and go, can you just turn this off for half an hour here? And because they'll go, oh, even if their bar's empty, they'll go, we're going to lose money because just like, here, whatever it is, here's 200 euros. Shut up.
I need to record.
And we need to record. Here's 200 euros. You're not losing anything. Turn your damn music off, and then that's it. And it literally that is often how you solve a problem. If it's something like if you're not in control of the environment, often the only thing you can do is pay somebody off. Like I remember once I was in Spain and there was a guy, a busker on the street, and we were filming at this restaurant, and we locked everything down, and he was just literally deliberately stood there. And I had to just go give him some money because he just wouldn't. I kept looking at him, and he just every time we started filming, he started just strumming his guitar, playing like Beatles songs, stuff you can't clear.
So what? He's just trying to annoy you, lot?
He was just trying to get money. He worked out that we needed it quiet because we'd shut everything down. So he just stood there, and obviously he was on the bit we weren't. He was on the street, so we couldn't control where he stood. So I just had to be like, right, here's some money now. Bugger off for half an hour.
You heard it here first, lads. If you want to get some money, Start basking in front of the TV.
Basically go to like go to a film set, start singing Beatles songs, or play them on your phone, or something like that. Something that's impossible to clear. Like that's it. It is because you are in that moment. You just have to go. It's not worth it.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. All right. So your bio claims that you're a talent whisperer.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Hence why
I am worried where that. Okay. Right. Fine. Is that on my somewhere? Fine.
I want to ask you. You know, when the presenter comes to sit down and they're not necessarily room ready, etc. Their head is not there.
Yeah.
Do you have like kind of like a psychological trick to trick them to get camera ready in like 5 minutes?
I'd say it just depends person to person. Like some people are very difficult. Like some people just need, I guess, a fluff, for want of a better word. Yeah. Like you just need to basically make them feel it, particularly the old school talent, I'd say.
Yeah.
Depends on who it is, but some younger as well. But like a lot of like, certainly I won't say any names, but like older comedians can be very grumpy, and they want their, you know what I mean? Like they're like, you know, they come in face like thunder, and obviously you want them to be funny in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So you sort of have to just, make them basically, they want to feel special. So it's like, you know, can we get you anything to eat? Can we get you anything to drink? Oh, it's no trouble.
Start pampering them up.
Yeah, pampering them. We've got a runner here for you. Anything you want from Starbucks, whatever it is, you just have to be, particularly with that, you have to, and obviously, if you're a good producer, and the thing is, the rumors in the industry, you know who's difficult normally. Sometimes you'll get somebody like, you know, sometimes you work with somebody and they're lovely every single day, and then one day they're not.
Yeah.
And because some people are, you know, people have bad days. You know, like if talent, I have a bad day, they have a bad day. And they have to be on camera, so you really, again, just have to make them feel special. And then also, and like I spoke about in the chat, that's where, if it is, say, your presenter that you're used to working with them, having that special relationship and being able to maybe have a little laugh and a joke, or even give them a, you know, if you are close enough to them, like a hug or whatever they need.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're sort of that. Basically, I guess that's something I would say as a producer. You're not allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah. I mean, which is
basically everyone else. The director can probably have a bad day. The talent can have a bad day. You are
as a
not
producer,
allowed. You have to keep your cool the entire time.
You've got to be on the money. Yeah.
Even when you wake up and you're like, oh, you might be tired or hungover or ill, you wake up feeling fluey and you like still have to go in. The show still has to be made, and everyone else is like, "Oh, I've got a bit of a cough," and you're like, "Yeah, great. Yeah, I feel terrible too. Yeah, I've just had to like down a whole load of
jog on."
Yeah, basically, you think I've just had to like inhale Lemsips, and you're like, yeah, you got basically but so basically, it is really hard then when you're feeling low and you're having to like boost somebody up, but you still have to do it because it is so much harder being on camera.
I mean, it's a part
than it is being behind the camera. It is so hard, particularly because quite often. And this is where the talent really pay off and have that relationship is because you'll have your presenter who might not be feeling great, but then you have your pop star, whoever come in, and they're not feeling great. And then it's your job to boost the presenter, and then it's the presenter's job to boost the pop star on camera. So they need that energy to.
Exactly.
It's like that energy. You're basically, the energy's flowing from you kind of thing. So you have to keep that energy flowing because the presenter then needs to have that energy to then pass on to.
Okay. Now I want to, put you in a situation.
Okay.
All right. You're, working on a brand new TV show. All right.
Okay.
I can't think of the name on the spot, but let's say you're working on a brand new Ed Benjamin's TV show.
Okay. Right.
All right. Well, you're producing it for some. All right.
Yeah.
What would you necessarily look for in terms? So obviously, I mean, we're all looking for jobs next year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it a nice laid out CV, or is it if I send you a nice it's a messy YouTube channel, but it proves I can do stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I think don't send a channel.
Yeah, but
As in, I'd say
kind of like a portfolio.
Yeah. No, as in that's what I'm sort of saying. So don't send me a link to say your YouTube channel that's got 50 videos on it because no one's going to watch that.
Yeah.
What you want is a bit like what I showed in the MTV clip, which is just send like a 2-minute show reel.
Yeah.
This is what I've done. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Like, and show some editorial judgment, i.e., it's as important what you leave out as what you keep in. And, even just thinking like, what song are you going to have a song under it? What song is it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just think of it like that. Is it going to be in a frame? Just thinking like that. How are those clips arranged? What are they of? How are they shot? I.e., you might have, because the thing is, and it's, you might have a moment that was really good, but maybe it was poorly shot.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep that in? Do you not? Like, do you know what I mean? Just thinking about that, like, and my thing is when I'm doing an edit for TV, but even a show reel is like that. What I do is I put my phone here. And when I'm watching an edit and getting bored, I find my hand drifting towards my phone. And that's
naturally.
Naturally.
But
like we all do.
if you get,
and then if I'm getting, right, we need a cut point there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm tuning out, therefore someone else will tune out. So that's how I sort of do edits, which is not necessarily, it's not technical or necessarily proved, but that's how I sort of, so basically all killer, no filler. Keep, if there isn't loads on your CV, don't send a 5-page CV if you don't have 5 pages worth of stuff. As in it just
made the letters really big. And
exactly, As in, at your stage, you can, obviously mine is 2 pages long. That should be the maximum. You should never have a CV longer than 2 pages. At your stage, just have a 1-page CV. Here's the bad news. I would say if people are crewing up for a show, nepotism for good and bad exists. It exists. And obviously some of that is about, so-and-so's nephew wants a job. That's part of it. But that tends to be less, say, crew, because like that might be more like being like a runner or a researcher, because you can get away with something being bad. Somebody's nephew who can't hold a camera properly isn't going to go anywhere because that's so obviously bad. But the good nepotism is where you say have got your foot in the door, you're now known as being a really, whatever you do, strong shooter or editor or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And that is then when it's good nepotism, because then you basically, it's not really nepotism, it's you have a track.
It's a connection.
You have a track record. Yeah, as in, so you've worked on these shows, so yeah, you have a track, but people can go, because basically because you don't just want your CV, you want like a reference. So I can call, right, you worked on, say, Love Island as a DV director. Right, I want to call it, right, is he good? Yeah, great. Because I might go, oh, I know so-and-so on Love Island. I'll give them a quick call. Because you may not even give me, you may give me someone else's name. But I'm like, oh, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So I might call them, but then I go, oh, so-and-so's on Love Island as well. Or I might just DM them on Instagram or whatever and be like, hey, you just did Love Island, didn't you? What was he like? Yeah, he's great. And that's kind of how it works. And I know that's annoying for people trying to get in the door. And that was something I experienced early on as well. But it's, so basically, if you don't have any experience, just go in at the bottom and then you can figure it out. Is what I would say.
Build it up.
Yeah, exactly. So I know you may want to do cameras. If you can get in that, great. But if not, just get that foot in the door, get those contacts, and then you can figure it out.
Of course. Don't
be precious, basically.
Yeah, but that is what I want to touch on as well, because there is a lot of, I wouldn't call it controversy, but I would call it like it is annoying. There's some people that have great talent. Yep. And then there's some people that, I don't want to call out names. All right.
Have great contacts.
Yeah. There are some people that you just know people. You don't have the talent, but you know them.
Yeah.
If someone says, all right, like you said, I want my nephew to work here as a cameraman, etc. But there's another cameraman who says, I've got all this talent and whatnot.
Yeah.
How do you differ from those? Do you pick the nephew or do you pick the guy with a major talent?
It depends who's pushing the nephew.
Yeah.
And at what level. Like, as in, if it, say, is for a runner job and you may be, the thing is, I don't really ever want to hire somebody's nephew, because having the experience of being around those people, often someone will go, my nephew really wants to work in telly. Yeah. Nephew arrives and is literally could not be less interested. And you're like, okay, we let someone else go to bring this ungrateful person into this environment. And that is often how it is, because basically someone has just gone, my nephew needs a blooming job somewhere. I can get them a job in telly. So that's, and also it depends who's asking. If it's like the boss of the company says, right, my nephew's going to work in the show, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Yeah, you could fight it, but it's not going to be your hill to die on. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, exactly.
As in, and then often it will be, and then, as I say, it's more likely to happen at the bottom. It's less likely to, as in, for it just to be some random. As I say, when it's higher up, it will be, hopefully, reputation-led nepotism, i.e. I know they're a great DOP, I know they're a great camera. I know they're a talent. And that can still be annoying, because you go, well, I know this person, I think they're great. But someone, again, the director may go, right, I've got this great guy to be a camera, and then camera guy or camera girl, and then the director comes in and goes, and I've gone, yeah, mate, I think I've got a job for you. The director comes in, I only work with my people, and then you suddenly have to go, sorry guys, the director's saying he only works with his people or her people, and then again, you have to do that cost balance.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's always changing. So and I've experienced this on both ends. Yeah, as in someone said to me, look, I think I've got a job for you, and then they've just gone with someone else they know already. I know you, but so and so, and it will happen to you in all directions. So you can't take it personally. Basically,
it's about being resilient.
Is it 100%? This industry is 100% resilient.
Yeah.
But 90% resilience, 10% talent.
100%. Just to wrap everything up.
Yeah. Cool,
okay. Sure. I want to play a quick little game with you.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Now, I've got it written down here called "Explain It Like a 5-Year-Old."
Okay.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to give you 60 seconds. All right. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm not going to tell you them now. All right. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to explain it like I'm a 5-year-old.
Okay. My daughter's 5, so this will work. Okay.
They're very simple. I'm going to be honest. All right. So, what is it that you actually do
as a TV producer?
Yeah.
So at work every day, you are across...
Time this, by the way.
You are across everything. You are writing scripts. You are writing running orders. You are producing talent. You are looking after your team, runners, researchers, APs. You are in the gallery. You are in the edits.
Yeah.
You are in meetings. You are really busy. You probably won't get a chance to eat. That's what nobody tells you. TV is a great diet. You will literally be, say you're on like a live show, like Loose Women, you won't get a chance to eat till you finish the show. So you'll be there for 7 hours saying you probably won't get to eat. It is full on and it's busy. Yeah.
I think a 5-year-old is understanding that. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Basically, a TV producer is being really, really busy constantly.
All right.
It's like living life at fast forward.
All right, next one. Why is your job so hard?
It's hard because you are never allowed to have a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone else is kind of seen, when you're a TV producer, they say, everything's your fault. So everyone else likes to have a bad day. You're not really allowed to have a bad day. That's why it's hard. It's hard in that you often have to work. Sometimes, like on this morning, you'd be there till 11 o'clock at night prepping your show. Then you'd be back in again in the morning at 6:30. So you'll have gone home, slept for 4 or 5 hours, and you're back in.
Yeah.
And again, you're expected just to get on with it.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
And have that clear
so
mind,
the director is allowed to be tired. The talent are allowed to be tired. You're never allowed to be tired. And you have to show, particularly when you get higher up to producer, etc. You have to have that leadership because your researcher and AP might be tired, but you have to give everyone energy. Basically, basically, when I finish a shoot, I'm normally exhausted.
Yeah. Last one. Best thing about your job.
Best thing about my job is when it's at its best is it never feels like work. It's like that saying, isn't it? Like you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. It genuinely is true. It can be hard work, but it's not a grind, if you know what I mean. Yeah. It's not like going into some grey office day in, day out. It's always interesting. It's always changing. It's always fun. You get to work with young people. You get to work with interesting people. You get to work with famous people. You have something interesting always to talk about. And, it is the best. When it's good, it's the best job in the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to do your job.
Fine, you should do it. It is honestly the best job in the world.
Well, I think that is just about time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, mate. That was great.
Thank you very much. At YouthsGA on all socials, and we'll see you guys in the next one.